The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi children, welcome back. Listen to this inspiring quote. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading and studying your daily lessons in a systematic way. Imbibe this quote and act accordingly. In the previous class, we learned about early struggles of Gandhiji. Today, let us continue the next topics of the lesson, non-cooperation and Khilafat movements. The Jallianwala Bagh incident was instrumental in fostering anti-British sentiment at the national level, which prompted the International Congress to launch a non-cooperation movement led by Gandhiji. Let us discuss in detail about the non-cooperation movement. The first national level struggle by the International Congress under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi was the non-cooperation movement. Let us see the characteristics of non-cooperation policy. Lawyers shall boycott court. The public shall boycott foreign products, boycott elections, returning the British awards and prizes, denial of taxes. Students shall boycott English schools. Let us see how the Indian society responded Gandhiji's appeal for non-cooperation. Farmers in Awadh refused to pay taxes. The tribal groups in northern Andhra entered the forest and collected the forest produces, violating the forest laws. Farmers in Uttar Pradesh refused to carry the luggage of the colonial officials. Workers struck work. Lawyers boycotted court. Students quitted colleges and schools run by the British. The public, including women, burned foreign clothes on the streets. അതായത് ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് നയങ്ങളോട് നിസ്സഹകരിക്കുക എന്നതായിരുന്നു ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ നയം. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ ആഹ്വാനം അനുസരിച്ച് ജനങ്ങൾ അതിനുവേണ്ടി ഒന്നിച്ചു നിൽക്കുകയായിരുന്നു ചെയ്തത്. The non-cooperation movement was one of the strongest struggles against the British. Non-violence was the most powerful weapon of struggle. The most successful item in the non-cooperation movement was the boycott of foreign clothes. Tax evasion and the boycott of foreign clothing have severely affected the revenue of the British government. The boycott of court, schools and elections indicated that anti-British sentiment had intensified. In addition to Gandhiji's appeal for non-cooperation, Gandhiji motivated the people to participate in constructive programs. Then people began to make indigenous products, spin khadi cloth using charka, establish national schools and popularize Hindi. Example, Kashi Vidyapith, Gujarat Vidyapith, Jamia Millia, etc. are some of the national education institutions started during that time. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ ആഹ്വാനം അനുസരിച്ച് ദേശീയ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങൾ ആ സമയത്ത് ആരംഭിച്ചു. Now let us discuss the Khilafat movement. Do you know what Khilafat movement is? After First World War, Britain tried to limit the power of Khalifa, the ruler of Turkey and the spiritual leader of the world Muslims. The worldwide protest against this is called the Khilafat movement. ഫസ്റ്റ് വേൾഡ് വാറിന് ശേഷം തുർക്കിയുടെ ലീഡറായിട്ടുള്ള അവരുടെ വേൾഡ് മുസ്ലിംസിൻ്റെ സ്പിരിച്വൽ ലീഡറായിട്ടുള്ള ഖലീഫമാരുടെ ഭരണം നിയന്ത്രിക്കാനുള്ള ബ്രിട്ടൻ്റെ ശ്രമം ലോകം മുഴുവൻ ബ്രിട്ടനെതിരായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രവർത്തനത്തിന് കാരണമായി മാറി. അതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായി ഇന്ത്യയിൽ നടന്ന ഖിലാഫത്ത് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റിന് നേതൃത്വം കൊടുത്തത് മൗലാന മുഹമ്മദ് അലി ആൻഡ് മൗലാന ഷൗക്കത്ത് അലി. During the same time, Maulana Muhammad Ali and Maulana Shaukat Ali intensified the activities of the Khilafat movement. By declaring the Khilafat movement as a part of the international movement, Gandhiji ensured active participation of Muslims in the freedom struggle. Gandhiji traveled across India with the Khilafat leaders and propagated his ideologies. As a result of the involvement of Gandhiji, anti-British feeling spread to the nook and corner of the nation. Hindu-Muslim unity was intensified. At that time, an incident happened in Uttar Pradesh. Let us see what the incident was. In response to the police firing at a mob at Chowri Chowra in Uttar Pradesh, the villagers set ablaze the police station and 22 policemen died. This incident disappointed Gandhiji, and so he called for stopping the non-cooperation movement. ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ ആയുധം അഹിംസയായിരുന്നു. ജനങ്ങൾ അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയില്ല, അതിനെതിരെ പ്രവർത്തിച്ചു എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ചൗരി ചൗര ഇൻസിഡൻറ്റോട് കൂടി ഗാന്ധിജിക്ക് നിരാശയായി അദ്ദേഹം നോൺ കോപ്പറേഷൻ മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ് നിർത്തിവെക്കാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചു. Let us move on to the next topic, Purna Swaraj and civil disobedience. This section discusses the importance and relevance of civil disobedience movement and the Lahore session of the International Congress held in 1929. The Lahore session of the International Congress held in 1929 under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru. The session declared that the ultimate aim of Indian freedom struggle was to attain complete freedom, Purna Swaraj for the country. It also resolved to start the civil disobedience movement under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. With the civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji meant to disobey all the anti-popular and anti-democratic civil laws made by the British government. അതായത് ജനങ്ങൾക്കെതിരായുള്ള എല്ലാ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് നിയമങ്ങളെയും ലംഘിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതായിരുന്നു ഗാന്ധിജി ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലക്ഷ്യമാക്കിയത്. As a part of this movement, these are the proposals of Gandhiji: to lift salt tax, to declare 50% tax relaxation for farmers, to increase the tax on imported foreign clothes, to release political prisoners, to cut short military budget and high salary of top officials, to dissolve the secret surveillance wing formed to watch Indians, to start coastal shipping service, to implement prohibition of liquor. These are the proposals of Gandhiji. The idea of Purna Swaraj became the goal of the Indian national struggle. Gandhiji put forward the most popular demands. Most importantly, Gandhiji used salt as a powerful weapon for the civil disobedience movement. Now let us see the reasons why Gandhiji selected salt as a powerful weapon against the British. Salt tax constituted 2/5 portion of the income collected by the British through taxes. This tax was a heavy burden for the poor people. The British government banned small-scale indigenous salt production. There was threefold hike on salt price. The demand for lifting salt tax was a slogan suitable to inspire all segments of the society. Explaining the strength of civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji said, supposing 10 persons from each of the 7 lakh villages in India come forward to manufacture salt and disobey the Salt Act, what do you think the government can do? Even the worst autocrat you can imagine would not dare to blow regiments of peaceful civil resistance out of a cannon's mouth. If only you will bestir yourselves just a little, I assure you we shall be able to tire the government out in a very short time. Explaining the strength of the civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji said. Inspired by the call of Gandhiji, people in various parts of the country started to produce salt on their own. Example, K. Kelappan led the salt satyagraha in Kerala, Payyanur in Kerala. And that's why he is known as the Kerala Gandhi. Other parts of India where the salt satyagraha took place: Vedaranyam in Tamil Nadu, Bombay in Maharashtra, Noakhali in Bengal, and Northwest Frontier Province were some of the centers of this protest. As part of the protest, volunteers made salt and distributed it to the public, hoisted national flag and chanted anti-British slogans. The British police severely tortured a team of volunteers led by Sarojini Naidu, who had set out to Darsana salt field in Gujarat. Gandhiji was arrested and the movement was suppressed callously. നിഷ്കരണം അടിച്ചമർത്തുകയായിരുന്നു ചെയ്തത്. ഗാന്ധിജി അടക്കമുള്ള ലീഡേഴ്സിനെ അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് സോൾട്ട് സത്യാഗ്രഹം, ഇന്ത്യയുടെ പല ഭാഗത്ത് നടന്ന സോൾട്ട് സത്യാഗ്രഹയെ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് നിഷ്കരണം അടിച്ചമർത്തുകയായിരുന്നു ചെയ്തത്. Now let us discuss the next topics. The British quit India. ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാർ ഇന്ത്യ വിടുക. Look at this. This was the call of Gandhiji in the Conference of the National Congress held in Bombay in 1942. ഗാന്ധിജി ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് കൊടുത്ത മന്ത്രമായിരുന്നു പ്രവർത്തിക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മരിക്കുക എന്നത്. രാജ്യത്തിൻ്റെ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി പ്രവർത്തിക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനുവേണ്ടി ജീവൻ കളയാൻ തയ്യാറാവുക എന്നതായിരുന്നു ആ മന്ത്രം. The Quit India movement was as popular as civil disobedience movement, which was the first national level struggle under the leadership of Gandhiji. Yes, non-cooperation movement. Okay, the Quit India movement was the last popular protest organized by the Indian National Congress under the leadership of Gandhiji. The first one, non-cooperation movement, and the last popular movement, Quit India movement under the leadership of Gandhiji. It was a mass movement based on the ideology of non-violence, meant to force the British to leave the country, offering complete freedom to Indians. Let us see the factors that caused Quit India movement. Reluctance of the British to implement constitutional reforms in India. Public disgust with price hike and famine. The assumption that the British would be defeated in the Second World War. അതായത് ഭരണഘടനാ പരിഷ്കാരങ്ങൾ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ നടപ്പാക്കുന്നതിലുള്ള ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാരുടെ വിമുഖത, ആ സമയത്തുണ്ടായിരുന്ന വിലക്കയറ്റം, ആ സമയത്തുണ്ടായിരുന്ന രണ്ടാം ലോക മഹായുദ്ധത്തിൽ ബ്രിട്ടൻ പരാജയപ്പെടും എന്നുള്ള തോന്നൽ, ഈ കാരണങ്ങളെല്ലാം ക്വിറ്റ് ഇന്ത്യ സമരത്തിന് ഉള്ള ഘടകങ്ങളായി, ക്വിറ്റ് ഇന്ത്യ സമരം നടത്താനുള്ള കാരണങ്ങളായി മാറി. As part of the Quit India movement, Gandhiji called for these. Princely states shall recognize the sovereignty of their people. Farmers shall not pay land tax. Government officials shall disclose their loyalty to Indian National Congress without resigning their positions. Without quitting their position in the army, soldiers shall disobey orders to shoot and kill Indians. If possible, students shall boycott education till attaining freedom. Gandhiji's instructions regarding the agitations were aimed at the complete freedom of India. The British brutally suppressed the struggle but could not stop the popular uprisings. The British government arrested Indian leaders including Mahatma Gandhi. At the end of 1942, India was under the fire of popular unrest. The Quit India movement was a clear indication of the people's determination to grab freedom for their country. I hope it is clear. What we have discussed today: non-cooperation and Khilafat movements, Purna Swaraj and civil disobedience movement, and Quit India movement. Go through the text well, clarify your doubts. Okay, see you in the next class. Bye.